They say the sky will bleed before the end begins, that the stars will flicker as if recoiling in fear, and that a dark celestial force, dormant for centuries, will return cloaked in shadows, pulling Earth into chaos. On that night, the ground will not just shake, it will roar. The oceans will boil. Cities will vanish. The air itself will scream. And this is not a movie, not myth, not a dream. This is a warning, whispered by prophets, carved into forgotten scrolls, hidden in plain sight for those willing to truly look. 2025 is not just another year. It is a threshold, a fracture point where 7 ancient prophecies converge. Nostradamus, the year the moon hides thrice. In 1555, Nostradamus wrote of a strange year, a year when the moon would hide itself 3 times. A year when a black torch would fall from the sky in spring. A year when the proud city would tremble beneath scorched clouds. Only 1 year in modern astronomy matches his description. 2025, the year of 3 lunar eclipses, April, September, October. A moon that vanishes 3 times, as if the sky itself is holding its breath. In 2024, a total solar eclipse carved a giant X across North America, like a celestial sword marking the beginning. But that was only the opening act. Late 2025, astronomers warn of a rare phenomenon, the black halo eclipse, a solar eclipse where the sun is shrouded not in light, but in a ring of darkness. To the ancients, this was not astronomy. It was judgment. Nostradamus warned, "The proud city shall tremble. The old empire shall fracture. Shadows shall crawl where light once ruled." In a year when violent solar storms peak and NASA warns of geomagnetic chaos, it's easy to ask, is this the black torch he foresaw? Or is it something man-made, a weapon, a satellite, a failed experiment? No one knows. Only one truth remains. The layers of Nostradamus' prophecy are unfolding one by one. Alibaba Vanga and Abhijit Anand, the day the sky closes. Baba Vanga, the blind mystic who saw everything, once said, "There will come a day when the sky burns but the world sees no fire. Only silence." 2025 is that day. Solar cycle 25, expected to be mild, has become violent. Repeated solar flares, massive geomagnetic storms, satellites glitching, GPS failing, flights rerouted. But the first to warn of this wasn't NASA. It was Abhijit Anand, the child astrologer mocked in 2019, who accurately predicted the global pandemic months before it began. His eyes are now fixed on 2025. Anand warns of a cosmic intersection, a moment when humanity's dependence on electronics becomes its downfall. He describes satellites blinded, communications cut, power grids fried, internet gone, no banking, no supply chains, no emergency response. Not for minutes, for weeks. A sudden reset. A world plunged into digital darkness. Baba Vanga called it the sky's revenge. Anand calls it the correction. Science now quietly agrees. Jaikiyu and Rasputin, when the global compass tilts. In the early 1700s, Jiku, a reclusive Japanese monk, wrote after weeks of fasting, "The sun shall spit fire, the moon shall turn its face, and the towers of man's pride will flicker and fall." In 2025, cities face rolling blackouts, power grid failures, rising energy costs. But he wrote something stranger, a great shaking in the west, followed by winds rising from the east. Not earthquakes, power. And then comes Rasputin, the mad monk of Russia, with a prophecy eerily aligned. In the year the bear turns its eyes south, the eagle shall blink. March 2025. Satellite footage shows Russian naval fleets shifting silently to the southern seas. No statements. No explanation. 2 prophets. 2 continents. 1 year. 2025, the year the global power axis shifts. The blue star, the Hopi warning. Among the Hopi people, the desert guardians, there is a sacred teaching, the blue star Kachina, a sign that the day of purification has begun. Early 2025, Comet C/2024 G38 appears, its tail glowing blue, visible even in daylight. The Hopi warned, when the blue star appears, the earth will shake 3 times. And in 2025, the world felt a 7.6 quake in the Caribbean, a 7.7 in Myanmar, a 7.5 near the Drake Passage. 3 quakes, 3 roars, 3 warnings. The Hopis say these are not accidents, they are signals, the earth cleansing itself. Antarctica. Something wakes under the ice. Antarctica, the coldest, quietest, most lifeless place on Earth. But in 2025, something begins to stir. Strange magnetic pulses, rhythmic signals, geometric shapes buried under miles of ice. Nature does not build perfect angles. Military aircraft from several nations suddenly descend into restricted zones. No press releases, only silence. Whispers emerge, a discovery. Something ancient. Not destroyed, dormant. The Zohar, an ancient mystical Hebrew text, once wrote, "When the world forgets itself, a land hidden in time shall breathe again, reshaping the sky." Is Antarctica that land? A vault? A machine? A warning system? And why is it awakening now in 2025? The prophecy of inner collapse. Not every prophecy comes with fire. Some come with silence. A 14th century scribe wrote, "The end will not arrive with screams or flames, but with forgetting." Gopi Krishna, the 20th century consciousness scholar, warned of a future where humanity believes it has evolved, but has only disconnected. A false awakening. A spiritual inversion. 2025 reflects his fear. More connected yet more alone, more informed yet more empty, technologically advanced yet spiritually frail, screen light replacing inner light. If the final thread snaps, humanity won't need an external apocalypse. We will vanish quietly, digitally, willingly, calling it progress. Ending, 7 prophecies, 1 point of convergence. 7 prophecies, 7 warnings. 7 doors leading to the same moment. The sky shifts, the ground trembles, ice awakens, stars flare, empires tilt, technology falters, consciousness dims. But these prophecies were never about fear, they were about awakening. So ask yourself, are you seeing the signs? Or are you still asleep beneath the glow of a screen? Comment what you felt, what you've seen. What part of you refuses to look away? Subscribe if you know this message didn't find you by accident. Because the fire isn't coming. It has already begun.